Hello, beautiful, beloved twin flames. This is Stephanie Parasha, Divine Light, coming out to you from New Zealand, Aotearoa, with a twin flame energy update report on what's happening right now. It is currently the 25th of January 2018. I am sure many of you have been feeling the big strong waves of energy, sort of the push and the pull, the up and the down, a little bit unsettling, people not sure what's going on, a lot shifting, a lot of change. I just want to kind of summarize this in saying we are going through a really massive upgrade right now. And so this is why many people are experiencing change of jobs, change of relationships, change of homes, a lot of change for people all over the place. You know, I'm seeing it gone crazy all around me, how much change there is going on at the moment. And so there's a lot of shifting. A lot of this is due to obviously incoming influxes of light onto the planet, which affect our central nervous system the most. So it's actually the central nervous system that's getting the upgrade, and so that can present itself in many different ways as we pretty much go up another level of functioning. So for some, of course, that can present as what appears to be difficulties on in their life. However, what we're being pushed to do is to go up to that next level. So often, you know, that in that process of letting go of something that's no longer serving us, that can, if we are attached to it, cause a lot of pain and difficulty. However, if you want things to go smoothly, trust the process, surrender it to the divine plan, and know and trust that although if it's proving difficult for you right now, things are bound to improve shortly when everything settles down again and you go up to the next level. So it's a great opportunity it's basically we're leaving the old ego constructs, the old defense mechanisms, the old energies of projection and blame and defense and avoidance and all of those old things as we continue to expand and release and purge and unravel and heal, and in order to eventually settle down the central nervous system so that it's no longer operating from a place of fear. So that's what's really going on in a nutshell. I've done, that's a short version of what's happening. I don't really want to go too deeply into this. I want to keep it reasonably succinct so that you can feel really and understand what's going on within yourself if you're feeling these shifts and changes. As always, as we journey through these changes, the main advice is always to trust, surrender, and try and sort of turn it around and try and have fun with it, So you are being asked as light workers and twin flames, it really to step up. So this is because we are going up another level. You're being asked to step up in your role as a healer, to really utilize those gifts that you've come in with, which are there to heal others and help others. You'll see, it'll become clearer to you what your role is within the twin flame community itself. We've all got various roles to play, and so this is going to start getting clearer. You'll see new people emerging in the twin flame community with roles to play as they begin to emerge. They're there to help us to raise our frequencies higher. So, these are really top level healers and light workers that have offered themselves here, that have journeyed through intense emotional pain and difficulty, and, huge sacrifice of their egos and surrender of their egos to reach a level where they are fully stepping into their divine mission and service with the primary goal to help others. So this is what's happening, where you can feel how the vibration is lifting, and there's so many people coming online. It's incredible. So the divine love and light grids on the planet are lighting up like Christmas lights, and literally so many of us are now here to support and heal and help and guide. So yeah, that is, if you're wondering what's going on and why things are playing out the way they are for you, however it might seem, this is actually behind it all energetically what is going on. So I just want to kind of bring that then back down into sort of more of an earthly example of how that might look to you. So for me personally, I am in 4 weeks' time going to be leaving New Zealand and jumping on a plane and going to India. Now, I've been kind of planning this journey for a long, long time. And, you know, as it's getting closer to the time, I'm seeing more and more what I'm needing to let go of here in New Zealand, and that initially what I thought was going to be a short visit, on some level, my 3D self thought that, but I guess my higher self always knew that it was destined for a catalyst for me to change and to step into something new. So it's involving having to let go of my regular job and sort of other things that I've had sort of in place here in New Zealand, and just step into a huge amount of trust and surrender that journey is part of another level of growth. So 2 big changes there as an example. And then you know, a lot of people around me I'm also seeing with similar situations going on. And the other thing I wanted to share with you, of course, is something from within my own twin flame union that I wanted to share with you as well. So I have had some recent contact with my twin following the last video I put out, which was quite a significant connection that I had made with my twin, and that we were doing some a lot more spiritual work now, anchoring it down into the earth plane. And so that continued on, and although I will say, you know, it still appears to me in many ways that my twin is still not entirely awake, and that he's still not entirely aware of actually what's going on, but on some level he's still accepting it. So, and I'm not talking about us. What I'm not talking about is connecting as in a conventional relationship. I just really have always said this, but I just want to reconfirm to many of you who might be struggling with why your twin flame is not going down the path of a conventional relationship. It's because a twin flame is not. That is not what it is. So just coming to terms with that, and being okay with however it plays out in term, and the main energy in terms of the twin flame connection being that this is a surrendered union. It is very much in the hands of God, which is what the last video was that I was talking about, when I continued to surrender and know that I wasn't the one in charge of this whole thing, that this was being divinely orchestrated. And if I just got my little 3D human self out of the way and stopped thinking that this was some kind of romance that I was meant to be kind of doing in some way, as soon as I got myself out of the way, that again, another amazing kind of thing happened on the weekend with my twin flame. And I'm sort of sitting here wondering, how much detail should I give about this? Because I want to also protect the identity of my twin, and I'm very, reasonably private, but I also understand that part of my role in sharing with you information and part of my YouTube channel is the fact that people have often said to me that they really appreciate the fact that I share authentically, and I tell you what's going on in my own union and the process that I'm going through, which makes it real for everyone. And so I had a lovely connection with my twin on the weekend, as I mentioned. As one of the things that happened was, as we were walking to meet each other, it was on along a beach, and we were walking sort of kind of movie styles, really. He was coming from one end and I was coming from the other end of the beach, and we were walking towards each other. And as we got a little bit closer, there in between us, where we just about met, we looked down and there was a white feather. I saw it first and I picked it up, and so that was one kind of like synchronicity and sign. And then we went off a little bit further out to a different kind of beach, which is a little bit more secluded and further away, and we were just sort of talking and walking, and out of nowhere, literally, we came across an old abandoned mini golf field, mini golf kind of setup. So I know that there's a lot more meaning to this, and I'm still unraveling the meaning to this. And I've had a few of my healer friends and spiritual friends that have given me more meaning to what this was about. But literally, it was like, what is this doing here? Like, why is this out in the middle of nowhere in this kind of beach place? None of us had ever known about it. I hadn't heard anyone in the community ever talk about this place. And for me, it felt like when we uncovered this, place, that I had stepped into another dimension. I was seriously pinching myself and wondering, is this even real? That I'm even standing here with my twin in this beautiful beach place with this kind of abandoned, hidden, kind of overgrown 9-hole mini golf area, and what are we doing? And and then we was kind of joking, like, wouldn't it be funny if we could have some clubs and balls and actually play a game? Well, within a couple of minutes, we'd uncovered in the grass a mini golf putts and balls, and so we did a round of mini golf, and it was crazy. Literally, I thought I was in. I felt like I was in Alice in Wonderland. It was like I just kept rising up higher and higher. I felt like I was disappearing out of my body. It was like, what's going on? And in amongst all of that, there was this most amazing sunset. The sky was just this myriad of blues and oranges and reds and pinks, and then the moon was coming up, and it was this beautiful crescent new moon, and it was just so magical that it really was taking my breath away. And it's so funny because my twin is very kind of quite grounded. Well, I'm kind of rising up, got just about out of my body, like, what is going on here? This is some kind of huge cosmic joke, because seriously, it was like a cosmic date that the universe had planned, but it was, happening in the real. And it was, and all along, we were just actually having fun. We were just playing mini golf. We were having fun. And it was just so amazing. And then, he went off, and I was fine, and we didn't need to worry about when we were going to see each other next or whatever it was. We were happy, but it was just so cosmic. And so that's what I mean. Like, this is kind of what I'm saying. It's like we're going up to the next level. Random things are happening that are very kind of cosmic and amazing, but on the earth plane, to show us that if we get out of the way of ourselves, which is what has been one of my main lessons on this journey so far, and trust and hand it over to God to work it out. Like, look what gets sorted, like I couldn't have planned that if I'd tried. Like, really imagine back in the day trying to, I know, like, I was married for 10 years in a relationship, and I used to, arrange these elaborate dates for my husband's birthday, and I'd hire these beautiful palaces, and we'd go and stay in them, and but it all seemed very contrived and over-organised, and sort of like we had to have a good time because it was kind of set up in some way that means you sort of have to have this date. Yet this was just spontaneous in the moment, unravelled as it came about, and it was just perfect. So I really feel that, again, that was a divinely orchestrated twin flame date. That's just one for the cards, really. So now, so just in order to kind of just wrap this up, because I really just feel like, our mission here at this point is that we are surrendering, and we are healing, and we are just trusting in the power of healing and forgiveness, unconditional love and light, and just remembering that does heal all, that just can help everything, soothe everything in the situation. If whatever's happening to you right now, if you're hearing this and going, that's not fair, how come she gets to spend time with her twin flame, and you're feeling upset for yourself, please just remember, love and light, surrender, trust, it heals all. You can do this, just keep going, and you will have, like, I never thought, I'm from where I've come from, which was a little girl who grew up a little bit overweight and really had very low self-esteem and very much a people pleaser, had a very traumatic childhood with quite a lot of abuse and uncertainty, and felt to blame for a lot of the family's problems, and had a lot of issues growing up as a child, have had a string of terrible relationships behind me, that I, once I got onto the spiritual path, and what I knew in my heart and soul was happening all along, and just trusted it and kept going. This is where I am right now, and I do feel that you are all entitled to have the joy and the abundance and the love and the light in your life, and you can have this. It does involve a lot of release and surrender of the pain, and letting go of a lot of attachment, and just trusting in the divine plan. And so I just wanted to add before I kind of finish off that there is also a lot going on right now in terms of healing the wounds of separation, polarization of the feminine and masculine polarities, and a lot of other people are talking about this. So I have decided not to spend time within this energy, because I do feel as if the goal has been and always will be to heal and forgive and to reconcile the pain and the separation and the wounding. And so, as much as I'm not wanting to take away from the journey of that human experience of needing to pass through the levels of pain that have the polarization and separation have occurred, and not to skip ahead and jump steps and spiritually bypass, but I do feel that I'm wanting to move more into a place of reconciliation and healing around this particular issue, which I feel more resonates with where I'm at on my personal journey, and I hope that will, of course, disseminate to the overall collective, of the Twin Flame Collective, and I hope that you'll receive that. And I'm just sending you out all of my love and light that I can send right now at this moment in time for you. I just wanted to add, sorry, there's two more things I'm being told I can't finish yet. One is that I am going to, as part of my journey to India, I've been asked to do a Taj Mahal Twin Flame activation ceremony. I've done a separate video on what that is all about, and so I've put the link below to that, and I would like invite you all to find out what that's all about. It's pretty much all about activating the divine love and light grid from a very ancient site that is a twin flame site, and we've now been asked to reactivate that site. So I'd love it if you could participate in that and lend your energy to that particular ceremony. So please check the link below. That's going to be in March the 18th. Check that out. And then one more thing, I was actually given today a brand new set of tarot cards, and they are Alana Fairchild's Lightworker Oracle cards. And I just looked up and I was about to close the video, and they said, no, you have to do a card for the Twin Flames this week. So I am just getting them out as I'm talking. That's what that noise was. And I could pause for a second, but I'm just going to stay with you on the energy. And I'm going to pick a card. And I'm going to turn it over. And this is for Twin Flames. Okay, I'm saying that is the one. Okay. It's number 22, a Twin Flame number. It's a number that's been with me on my journey a lot. And I've actually... again, I'm going to give you some more information. Tonight, been sitting with my friends who are twin flames, and I have asked them if they would be interested in doing an interview, because they are in physical union right now, and they are very close to me. We're becoming a lot closer, and they are now ready to and willing to have an interview with me. So I'm hoping, I've told them, given them a 2-week time frame to get themselves ready, and I'm going to come up with some questions for that interview, and then we're gonna I'll be uploading that interview. So that's something to look forward to within the next couple of weeks. If you have any questions that you would be wanting to know from them before I do the interview, please post them below, and I'll put them in and into that interview, and hopefully you'll get your questions answered by my amazing friends, and their names are Rob and Colette. So let's get into this card. So we've got here number 22, Initiation by Fire is what the card is, and I'll read it out to you. So Initiation by fire is a life-changing spiritual cleansing. Your life will never be the same again. Allow the power of the divine fire to clear and purify you inside and out. This is not a time to hold on to anything, no matter how much you once believed you needed it. In letting go, you will gain so much more than you ever imagined, opening to fresh blessings and a new life. You are like the phoenix, ready to emerge from the holy flames, reborn. And again, I'm just being urged to remind you that this fire and the flames and all of this talk about flames in this particular card is because it is very much for the twin flames. And as I mentioned, that people that are upgrading right now are the ones that have gone through that, a lot of this already. They've already gone through several initiations by fire and have had that emotional pain can often feel like fire in the body, and I've had that myself many times on this journey. So you have the spirit of the phoenix in you. You are able to rise again and again, even if at times all seems lost. You are guided to remember this as you are now being spiritually cleansed through initiation by fire. During such times, you will feel that you are being asked to let go of relationships, situations, sometimes even jobs, attitudes and belief systems that you have relied upon until this point. You might have unintentionally placed more faith in that person, place, belief system, or identity than you placed in the divine. You might have held on to them rather than allowing the divine to guide you. This can happen easily on the earth plane. Sometimes these attachments become confining rather than supportive. In such cases, you will need to free yourself to continue your life journey. During the initiation by fire, all such attachments are burned away. A new life is a blessing, but that doesn't mean it is easily won. Sometimes the process can be challenging to the mind, even whilst the heart trusts in what is taking place. Whatever has been your stronghold in life, such as family, a marriage, job security, a talent, or something that you have used to define your sense of self, will be where the fire burns brightest. Those areas will be transformed. Letting go and allowing that to happen to the very parts of your life that you are the most protective of can require deep faith. You have to remember that love is real so that you can hold on to your courage whilst you let go and allow the divine to have its way. Remember that the power of fire is destructive only in part. It also stimulates rapid new growth. Healing will arise in whatever area is being transformed. It is not only an ending, but also a beginning. This experience of initiation by fire is the divine making its presence felt in your life. It will be one of the most freeing and empowering experiences you'll have whilst in the body. It may ask you to confront fears and insecurities as you learn to trust the divine unconditionally. Know that the universe will always provide for you and always in the way that is best for you, even if you don't understand why it needs to happen the way it does at the time. Keep your eye on the inner transformations that are occurring, rather than fearing the outer changes. The universe loves you and holds you in high regard. Remember this and trust. Initiation is an advanced spiritual lesson. You are being honoured by what is happening in your life now. You are strong enough to get through it and thrive into new life, like a radiant phoenix triumphantly emerging from the sacred fire. So there's also an invocation here. I just want to add that, that was kind of what I was talking about really in this whole video. That's kind of summed it up because I've, for those that we're upgrading, this is a massive upgrade, and obviously the easiest way through it is just surrender it up and let go of whatever's holding you back now, because you're being asked to step to a higher level of faith, and the fire's just going to burn it up. So the invocation is, through my own free will, I choose to trust in the sacred fire to cleanse my soul, my mind, and my body. I have the spirit and power of the phoenix in me. My spirit will be triumphant, rising up out of the sacred divine fire, so I surrender my life into the holy fire of love. That which no longer serves me may be cleansed from my being, and rapid growth of new life can flow through me. May I be held in tenderness, mercy, and grace as I successfully pass through the initiation by fire into the loving, fearless power of my own divine nature. May all beings through divine mercy be free to love, so be it. So there we go. And I'm going to leave it there for you, and I'm sending you out a big, big hug and lots of love from my heart. And I will talk to you all very soon, and remember to check out my Taj Mahal Twin Flame Activation introduction video. Okay, bye for now.